Hi there.
Hey, Scarlett.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm hanging in there, or pretending to hang in there. But Zach told me you were the one to fix all this.
Well, I am going to try. Gosh, it must feel awful.
Well, my fans hate me. Well, like, literally hate me.
They don't hate you, okay? They had a fantasy about you, and they were shocked to find out that you're a real person. How dare you?
Well, I don't know how they had a fantasy about me in the first place, but...
Well, that's celebrity culture, you know? People, they are lonely, and they think their lives are worthless, so they project all of their wishes and dreams onto people who they think have everything.
You know, it is that damn Mackenzie Rhodes. I mean, how could somebody do that, pretend to be your friend, and then turn around and write something so personal like that about you?
You need to steer clear of Mackenzie Rhodes, okay? Because it's just what she does. She worms her way into your confidence and then finds a way to use it against you. If I had been here, I would not have let you do that interview.
What do we do now?
Well, we change the narrative, you know? She tore you down, we're gonna build you up.
Rachel Bilson, everybody.
Hello.
Everything is good again because you are back on our TV screens.
Oh, thanks. That's very sweet.
And you're joining one of my favorite casts of all time on Nashville. From the clip, it looks like you're kind of stirring some things up.
Yeah, you know, she isn't very well received at first. I come in to help the record label, and the artists aren't very keen on my ideas to help.
I'm sure they'll come around in no time.
And we'll see.
So I assume that you moved to Nashville to film, correct?
I spent about 4 months on and off there, yeah.
How did you find it? Was like a Heart of Dixie situation in real life, the fifth season that I always wanted?
I was like, what is this fried food? No, I'm just kidding. It had the most amazing food I've ever had. Seriously, the restaurants there are just off the charts. And everyone's so nice. And like, there's just so many cool neighborhoods, and just the vibe there is just really awesome. It was just inspiring.
What was it like coming into a show 4.5 seasons in that's already pretty established with the fan base and all this history behind it?
Yeah, you know what? Weirdly, it was comforting. Just coming in where, you know, everyone knows their characters so well, they're so used to it. And I just kind of came in and did my thing and played my part. And it was refreshing in a way that everyone still cared so much about the work.
And let's get into Alyssa a little bit.
Okay.
She's shaking it up. She's this Silicon Valley marketing expert that's dropped into Highway 65 to sort of make it a success again. Tell us a little bit more about her. What can we expect?
Yeah, that's basically, I mean, she's a strong character. You know, she comes in to help the business side of things, and she knows nothing about country music. So right off the bat, she's like, what? Country what? You know? But she's just a ball buster. She's really knows what she's doing, and I like her. She's just something like different than I've ever played before.
You said that she doesn't listen to country music.
No.
Do you, in your free time, are you a country fan?
You know what? I wish I knew it more than I do. I mean, in high school, I was like, Dixie Chicks.
That's my one. I'm like, right? Anyone ask me? Dixie Chicks.
Dixie Chicks? Yeah, no, but I wish I did because it's such beautiful music, and, you know, I really respect it, and I just wish I did.
Now you're in the world, though. You were at the CMT Awards
I
and everything.
I was like, oh, who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Like, oh, that's so cool, you know? But now, after having this experience, I've definitely looked it up, and I know more, and some of my best friends are obsessed with country music, so they've been introducing me to more as well.
So, you know, you have two kind of big series under your belt with the OC and Heart of Dixie. What was your decision-making about coming back to TV at this moment?
Well, you know, it's been a while. I took some time off when I had a baby, and I just felt like it was time to get back into it a little bit, and this sort of came about, and I liked the idea of the show, Nashville, the city, Nashville, and just doing a few episodes, and it just kind of all worked out timing-wise.
Well, we're so happy to have you back.
Thank
you played so many iconic roles. But, you know, Alyssa feels a little bit different in a sense.
Yeah.
She's a little bit more reserved, maybe colder than Zoe or Summer.
I would say yes. I mean, I definitely added a little bit of warmth to the character because it wasn't there on the page. Just I feel like you should bring a little bit of likability to every character. Unless you're playing, you know, like a murderer or something. I don't know. But yeah, so it was important to me to make her a little bit more approachable, I think.
And so we know you're working with the Highway 65 crew. Is there anyone you're sharing a lot of scenes with? What can we expect?
You know, I kind of work with everybody a little bit. some more than others. I probably had more scenes with Chip and who plays Deacon, and Zach Cameron who plays Zach. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a clip of you and Deacon together.
Yeah.
And it seems like you have a really fun chemistry there. And, he's, of course, mourning the loss of the
Right.
great Raina James.
Right.
Are you sort of a breath of fresh air here for Deacon?
Well, I don't know. I mean, that's you say so. No, I don't think so. I think I kind of am a pain in his neck, more like.
Well, of course, Nashville is so well known for the amazing music that it produces on the
Yes,
show.
yes.
I saw an Instagram of you in the recording studio. Are we expecting a Rachel Bilson track to drop anytime soon?
Well, it's possible. If she drinks enough, it might happen.
At the Bluebird, maybe, on a night off?
Yeah, you never know. She might just blow everyone away in her secret country music repertoire.
Maybe like a season finale moment.
Right? I mean, obviously, that's what should happen.
One of my favorite things that you've ever done was the Heart of Dixie Call Me Doctor video. And if you guys haven't seen it, please look it up. It was basically a response to critics that said, you couldn't play doctor, this isn't realistic. And then they filmed this amazing rap video where guys are sprawled out in cars, and you're just giving it your all.
Yeah, I got my inner rapper in me for sure.
That was so surprising to see, but I loved it.
Yeah, thanks. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, some of my co-stars kind of came up with it and participated. It was just fun, you got to just talk smack when you can.
So in
Sounds
case anyone disbelieves that you could be a Silicon Valley marketing expert,
well, especially when I first called it Silicon Valley.
Silicon, I like it. I'd love
Real
to see
believable.
another track drop soon, please.
Listen, I wouldn't put it past me. My best friend and I did rap at our other best friend's wedding. That was our speech for maid of honor type speech. We rapped.
Look it up, folks.
Just saying.
And, coming into the show after the loss of Connie Britton's character, it feels like Nashville has kind of moved on to a new chapter, sort of revamped with these characters. Right. Do you feel that energy on set?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, having not been there when Connie was there, I think definitely there's a different energy, and they're bringing Maddie into the spotlight more. Her voice is insane. It's just
amazing,
ridiculous. Yeah, so beautiful. So I think they're definitely trying to push that more, and just all the stories they're coming up with are really interesting, I think, and I think the fans will really be drawn to them.
Are you bummed you never got to meet Connie, see the hair in person?
Yeah, actually, I worked with Connie on a movie. She played my mom.
Oh, what movie?
The To-Do List with Aubrey Plaza. Yeah, it's actually a really funny movie. But yeah, so I did get to work with Connie, and she's just awesome.
Well, I was also excited to see you reunited with Chris from
Carmack.
the OC.
Yeah.
What was like? Had you seen him since the OC days?
I hadn't seen him in probably 12 years or something, but he's just the nicest guy, and it was like no time had passed. He's just such a sweetheart, and it was really fun to see him.
I like to imagine that Will is sort of Luke's character post the OC, who's like found his sexuality and come out and like embrace country music. It's like living his truth.
That's awesome. I like that storyline. I think that's the way we should go with it. Actually, your name is Luke. Yeah.
So when you're on set together, did you sort of reminisce at all, or are you just
a little, but he has a kid now, so it was more talking about like kid stuff, he's a new baby, and I have a kid. So that's like what we talked about mostly.
A lot of the OC actors nowadays are starting families, having kids.
Yeah, everyone's old. Yeah, Ben has a baby, and Adam has a baby, and I have a baby. I mean, it's just like a baby party.
Should get them together. The next generation.
Yeah, right? There you go. See them all skateboarding down the pier.
I was on social media this week. I feel like it's been, or this month, especially OC heavy because the start of summer was this week, and I saw so many summer from the OC memes, and also Father's Day where everyone was wishing Sandy Cohen a happy Father's Day.
Aw, that's nice.
So what do you think about the show, what it is about the show that is still reverberating in popular culture like almost 10 years on?
I know, I ended 10 years ago. It's so crazy. I think it's awesome that people just were drawn to the show so much and really liked it. And the characters that Josh created really stayed with people. And it was such a fun show to do. And I'm just so happy that it still resonates with people, I guess.
And now that it's on Hulu, a whole new kind of generation is discovering it.
I know, because nowadays, like usually, like maybe like a mom on the street's like, oh, the OC, and the kid's like, what? What is that? I'm like, oh my God, yeah, it was so long ago. But yeah, the whole online platform just changes the game.
You know, it got me thinking a little bit that you're coming on a show that just kind of lost its leading lady.
Yeah.
And the OC in season 3 famously killed off Marissa Cooper. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
But Nashville seems to be moving in this sort of new direction,
Right.
whereas, you know, the OC ended a season after.
Yeah.
How do you sort of compare those experiences? Do you think the death of the leading character contributed to sort of the demise of the OC?
I mean, who's really to say? I don't really know. You know, I think that we went through a lot of storylines on the OC. We covered a lot in the amount of time we had, and yeah, I don't know. I can't say that. I'm sure that it was a part of it because everyone loved Marissa, you know, the character and everything. But it's different with Nashville. I think they've really revamped it, and there's so many different characters and storylines that have like true fans just holding on to that I think that it has a longer lifespan. You know, well, obviously it does, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, and kind of going back to Nashville, is there anything that you are hoping your character gets involved with? I know kind of the Highway 65 is the big sort of group,
Yeah.
but there's little offshoots here and there. Is there anyone you're excited to work with especially?
I mean, I was excited to work with everyone. You know, I had met Hayden in the past, but it was fun to get to work with her and Scarlett and Gunner's storyline. Like, I really like those characters, so I really enjoyed working with Sam and Claire.
I'm always rooting for them, and then their
So
duets
cute.
together
I
are
know their songs are so
beautiful.
beautiful. I know, that's what got me.
Do you have a favorite Nashville song that kind of
Well, you know, when I
speaks to
watched the pilot, it was the first song between Scarlett and Gunner that really did it. I was like, that's just so pretty.
And you know, we were talking a little bit backstage. How familiar were you with Nashville before you signed on?
I mean, I wasn't as familiar as I would have liked to have been, because definitely I would have been diehard, you know, every week watching it. But yeah, I was able to watch a lot of it before I started and just fell in love with it.
You know, I was watching another interview with you, and you said that when you do have a moment to yourself, you like to just sit in your bed and watch TV.
Yeah,
So
that's it.
considering that you're one, you know, queen of TV now, what are some shows that you're, you know, watching nowadays?
It's so funny. Like, you have baby brain, like, even after 2 years. And I'm like, the only thing I can think of, I'm like, The Bachelor. Like, what? That's a guilty pleasure. You don't think. You just watch it. It's ridiculous. It's entertaining. And you also really like the love story.
No, Rachel Lindsay is like a human angel, so I'm here for it.
No, I have to catch up. I haven't caught up.
Come on.
I know.
And so, you know, what is it like going back to work after sort of taking some time off to be with your family, be with your daughter?
Yeah, it's definitely an adjustment, you know. It's hard being away from her. I make sure she visits me on set, and yeah, I can't do too much of it. That's what I've learned. I can't work too much because I want to spend this time with her.
I saw you shared a really sweet Father's Day note that she wrote on Instagram.
Oh my God, yeah. It was just funny. It was like literally, okay, what do you want to say? And it was just like everything she said, and it was like literally like, goldfish? You know? Anyway.
How do you decide what to share and what not to share? Because of course we live in a culture that's
Yeah, I mean,
so
there's a-
obsessed with celebrity children, but you
Sure.
were a big part of enacting that law
Right.
To protect children.
Yeah, I just think, you know, there should be privacy, and they can't make the decision for themselves to be exposed, so you don't want to have to expose them, and, you know, keep as much personal stuff to yourself as you want, but in a sense, there's also things that, like, you're just like, oh my God, this is the cutest thing that you want to share, you know, so it's a fine line, and, you know, I think I try to just be respectful of her privacy.
Does she have any sort of idea what mom and dad do?
No, but I was on TV and she was at home and she saw me on TV and she was like waving, hi, Mommy. And I got home and she was like, Mommy, I saw you on TV. I was like, really? She's like, yeah. Why didn't you talk to me? So it's like really cute. You know, she doesn't understand the disconnect, but it was just so sweet.
That is so adorable. I can't. Did you explain? You're like, I know, I was at the awards. I was.
Yeah, it was just like, you know, it's just so cute. I couldn't even talk. It left me speechless.
And of course, you're so well known for your sense of style. I was just
Thanks.
complimenting you on these earrings backstage.
Yeah.
How do you approach putting an outfit together?
You know, I have worked, my good friend Nicole, she was actually wardrobe on the OC, and that's how we met, and she's a stylist now. So we just collaborate, and it's like a friendship, and she knows what I like, and it just works well.
Is there any sort of trend that you're into nowadays? I just bought my
Trend?
first romp hymn.
Your first what?
Romper, but for
Oh,
men. Yes, like a romp hymn.
A romp hymn?
Yeah.
That is amazing.
I'll show it to you later.
I need to see it right now. Yeah, no, my things that are on trend are like, what Peppa Pig tutu my daughter wants. I mean, that's about as far as I go these days.
And we are in the age of reboots and revivals.
Yes.
And of course, the OC had a very complete story. And we flash forward in that last
Considering
episode.
someone died, yes, no.
Yes, yes,
Complete
yes.
story.
Do you, and I know you're so close with Josh Schwartz and everything. Is there ever been conversations about maybe revisiting those characters at all?
No, not so much, no.
I know you must get this question.
Yeah, no. I mean, people always ask, but I don't think, I think that, Josh kind of let that whole thing that book close, and that was that. And, we leave it where it is. Because sometimes when, you bring it back, maybe you'll be disappointed. Maybe it won't be what you were expecting, and you can still have that, nostalgic feeling towards the thing you liked so much,
Yeah, and I think that show really spoke to a really specific cultural moment.
Yeah.
And blew up because
I
of
think
that.
the Rocket Dog flip-flops and the denim skirts should stay in the early 2000s
No,
and
bring 'em
never
back.
return.
Is there there's so many moments that I love as a fan. Is there one that stands out to you? Are you very triggered by Spider-Man premiering next year?
That was definitely a fun thing to do when we reenacted that. That definitely stands out for sure, just because it was, iconic because of Spider-Man. Spider-Man was iconic, not us. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I would
You know what I'm
say
saying?
you guys have that was a pretty
No,
iconic
but I
screen
mean, it
moment.
was just a really fun scene to do and to reenact.
Okay, well, I think we have some audience questions for you.
Awesome.
Let's start with you.
Hi.
You've played some really powerful women in your past TV shows that surprise you from what they first appear like Summer Roberts and as a doctor. Is your character in Nashville also going to surprise us?
I think maybe a little. I think she definitely starts out sort of one way and she becomes a little softer, I'd say. But
Do you like to play empowering roles?
yeah, I do. I think it's important to show that side, and just to show young girls how to be empowered and be strong. So it's important to me to do that.
Yeah, I definitely think that this character stands in the tradition of great Rachel Bilson characters.
Well, thank you.
We have another one.
Hi.
Hi.
So my question is, after becoming a mother, has that affected the way that you maybe analyze and interpret your roles, or maybe even the projects that you choose?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, to spend time away from her has to be really worth it. It has to be something I want to do and explore, and all my decisions are based around her. So if it works for our family life, then it works for me,
And how about the roles that you, how do you interpret the parts that you play? Has that changed?
I've said becoming a mom has made me sort of more confident, and I kind of go into things a little more fearless because I have this person that I'm raising, and that's the most important thing. So I just kind of go into it with a sort of different mindset. Sure.
And one more.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
I just wanted to know, I was a fan of Heart of Dixie, and I wanted to know if there was
Thanks.
anything that you took from that to this character in Nashville.
I took her
there's similar
stethoscope.
areas.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean, I loved Zoe because she was just so, she was a ball buster for sure. She was funny, and I think what I bring to every character is a little sense of humor just to lighten it up. And like I said, the likability factor is important to me. So I guess that's kind of a little bit in every character, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys will not be disappointed, I promise you.
Thanks.
Well, thank you so much for joining us
Thanks for
today.
having
Everyone
me.
catch Rachel on Nashville this week.
Thank you, guys. Awesome.